The frequency of gratitude. It's not just an emotion. It can be a way to actually enhance your health and your wellness. And I want to share with you today why cultivating thankfulness and an attitude of gratitude can shift your mindset and how you can make it a part of your lifestyle. For some time now, I have been dealing with waking up with like a low-level anxiety, maybe from the loss I've experienced in my life and not feeling that life is safe. A while back, I attended a workshop on mindfulness and gratitude, and they suggested thinking about 3 things that you are grateful for before you even get out of bed. So that's what I had been doing now for quite a few months. When I think about it, it's not every morning, but certainly it has helped. I noticed that it dispels that kind of funny feeling that I get in the pit of my stomach. So for example, I just got this gorgeous new quilt for my bed. It's really fuzzy and warm, and it's that gorgeous like a light pink color. Anyway, so I was lying in bed this morning and I was just thinking, what can I be thankful for this morning? And my hands were feeling the softness of the quilt, and I just brought it up to my face and said, this is what I'm thankful for. The feeling of the quilt, the softness of the fur, the way it makes me feel, how it makes me feel so safe and warm and enveloped. And really, you could take it a step further. Think about the origination of that quilt. How many steps were involved? How many people were involved to get that quilt to that shelf at Kohl's so I could look at it and go, ooh, I want that. All those people, all the work that they did behind the scenes that you don't even think about, that starts connecting me to them. That starts making me think of that connecting web that we're all a part of. And that makes my heart grow. That builds compassion. That shifts my perception to a wider view. It expands me. It expands my consciousness. So you see how far you could take this gratitude thing? To find that spark of joy in you, which is your birthright, is easier than you think. All it takes is a little more attention to what you are thinking about. Over time, you will start to create what they call neural pathways. Like you walk down a path, an old well-worn path. It's kind of like what happens in your brain. You create new pathways, neural pathways in your brain that rewire you to become more accepting and content. Contentment is way up there on the vibrational scale as well. No, we can't always change about what's going on around us, but we sure as heck can control how we react to those situations. That's what gratitude helps us with, to remember that we have the power to cultivate that frequency of gratitude. This begins by us making that decision to use your will, that you wish to make that change. So how can being in gratitude actually shift our mindset? Well, it starts with vibration. As of this point, I think most of us have heard that everything is vibration. Everything in our existence is part of an interconnected web of electromagnetic vibrational frequencies. Doesn't that sound absolutely magical? All things animate or inanimate have an energy field that has its own vibrational frequency, which is the speed of the vibration of the atoms and the particles. This is measured in what they call hertz units. The faster the vibration, the higher the frequency measurement of hertz. The idea actually of developing an emotional frequency chart originated from research done by psychiatrist Dr. David R. Hawkins, and he published those results in his book Power versus Force. Really excellent read if you're interested in picking that up. As far as what my research tells me, so far traditional science has not come up with a way to measure the frequency of emotions. But I thought this chart that Dr. Hawkins devised is more of a framework, kind of like to guide you to really start thinking about vibration as a frequency with different emotions and thoughts and feelings attached to it. If you can get the perception that your thoughts vibrate on different levels, it makes it a lot easier to understand how profoundly you can be affected by all emotions, high and low, especially exalted emotions like gratitude, love, and appreciation. So according to Dr. Hawkins' chart, appreciation vibrates at approximately 540 hertz, and that's very close to the level of the highest, which is love. And there was another scientist, Dr. Bruce Tainio. He did research actually that found that our bodies have a sort of a baseline resonant vibration of between 62 and 78 megahertz. So if you think about 540 to 78 megahertz, that's quite a jump. You know, not all of us go quite that high, but even if you got half of that, even if you've got half of that feeling, you are really increasing that energy level. And let's look at it like that maybe. That would feel better to me maybe, that there is literally a lift in your energy. You don't need me to tell you the megahertz or if there is a frequency of emotion or not. You feel it. When you think about something, somebody does something nice for you, you feel that appreciation. It's like you're glowing from the inside out. That's what we go by. It's more of an experiential proof, I think, than anything else, really. I wanted to share a couple more examples of research that has been done in this regard. This one I was really excited about. A researcher, Dr. Glenn Ryan, who is a biophysicist, he, through his work with heartmath.org, if you've not heard about them, look it up, heartmath.org. They're doing amazing work on the heart. Anyway, Dr. Ryan's work found that during a state of heart coherence, you can actually, with your intention, activate and repair your DNA. So in other words, when we do focus our attention, which is very powerful, which is a vibration, a frequency, energy, whatever you want to call it, as in being thankful, if we focus that in a positive way with gratitude, we can statistically increase our chances of helping our body become healthy and whole. You know how people will say we are beings of light? German researchers at the University of Kassel found that the heart of an average person emits something like 20 photons per second, okay? Well, someone in a state of gratitude or loving kindness emits 100,000 photons per second. I just kind of threw that in there because I thought it was fascinating, but photons, light, sound, vibration, frequency, it's all in there. It's all part of the same thing. So scientific research aside, simply being grateful makes you feel good. So I wanted to share with you a few ways that I've been practicing gratitude. The first one is, as I said earlier, before I even get out of bed, I think about 3 things that I am thankful for, like my very new snuggly quilt. The second one is, before I start a meal, I will hold my hands over my plate and bless the food, and then say a prayer of thanks to either the plants or the animals who gave their life up to nourish me, the people who nourished the plants and the animals and brought the food to me. There's that web again that just grows and grows and grows, as I was talking about earlier. So number 3 is I donate fairly regularly to a local food bank. Speaking of food, this really makes me appreciate being able to go out to the store and buy food and having an abundance of food in my house. The fourth one is random acts of kindness. Several times at Dunkin' Donuts, I have paid for the bill of the person behind me, and I always want to be a fly on the wall and see what their face, but just thinking about it just lights me up. Or maybe going through a toll booth and paying for the person behind you too. Or just thanking the person that checks you out at the store. I think they become almost anonymous. They feel like they're anonymous. So I usually look at their name tag and I say, thank you, so-and-so. And speak to them like they're a person. And the last one is a big one for me. I thank my body for all the work that it's doing for me without criticism or judgment. And I do have a video where I talk about putting your hands on your body, different parts of your body, and connecting in. And I think that's so important. We're literally inhabiting a biological entity. I mean, it's like a condo community of all these little cells, and we just don't realize all of the work that it does for us. So I think putting your hands on your arms, your shoulders, say thank you for lifting up everything I need to lift. Thank you to my hands for allowing me to caress, to hold things, to type at work, to pick flowers. Thank you, my body. Thank you, if you're a woman. Thank your womb for producing. If you've had children, thank you so much for caring, for holding and nourishing and nurturing and developing my baby inside of me. Thank you to your back for the support it gives you, your legs for allowing you to move wherever you want to go. So there again, that is like a network, right? A web. Your body is like this web of all these systems that work together on your behalf. So that's another huge one that you can do. You could spend a lot of time on that one. So if you have any questions or comments, I would welcome them. And yeah, if you know of any other new research that's being done on this topic, please let me know. I'm fascinated by this. This is an amazing kind of a jump in our development, I think, as humanity. And I wish you all the highest vibration of gratitude and appreciation, because I appreciate you.